Hey, I'm Ken with Primal Scales, and I'm next up.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Next Up. If you didn't know, this is the YouTube series I started where I bring on people who are starting their YouTube channel for reptiles or who have started the YouTube channel for reptiles this year. I kind of put a little change on it because I'm looking for people that are starting this year. And that was the whole point of this. So I'm bringing people on that have a couple videos already that you might not know about, but I think you should know about. And today we got Ken. How you doing, Ken?
Good, man. Thanks, Krishan. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for agreeing to this. And it was a great meeting you at Tinley, too. I was super surprised when you came up to me and was like, hey, I watch your channel. I was like, oh.
Well, you said you're a huge introvert, so I was like, I'm going to go up to him and talk to him. But you didn't seem shy at all, man. You're easy to talk to. And
thank you.
We hit it off.
It did help that I had talked to at least 3 people before you talked to me, so I kind of got my nerves to calm down. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe 2 hours after we talked, I went into a corner and just sat still just to get away from people for a little bit, just to recenter myself. But then after that was good. Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you.
But secondly, how was the show? How did you like the show? Was this wasn't your first Tinley, was it?
No, I actually live just an hour east of Tinley, so I've been there ever since I was a kid. Off and on.
Nice, yeah. nice. So this was just another show for you. Like
I go every March, every October.
Okay.
And, now that they started having it in Schaumburg as well, which is just north of Chicago, in June last year. So hopefully they're going to continue to have those and go to those as well.
Yeah, I just seen that they have that in Schaumburg. I'm thinking about going to that one. I gotta look at my schedule. It's really close to. It's wedged in between my son's birthday and my daughter's birthday. So I'm like, ugh, that's gonna be hard to ask the missus for let me go 3 days away during that birthday celebration time. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Definitely. But like we said, this is Next Up. You've started your YouTube channel this year. So definitely, people, links are in the description. Go check out his channel. Go hit that subscribe button. But before you do that, we're gonna get to know Ken a little better. And we're gonna ask him a couple questions. So let's hit the first question once I find it. There we go. How long have you been breeding reptiles?
So I'm in my second season right now. Growing up, we always had reptiles around the house. I have 2 older brothers. They were way into snakes. I was more of a lizard and turtle guy. But, one day I was actually in a body shop. My truck was being worked on. And the guy behind the counter, I could see he had tubs back behind him. And I was like, what's going on back there? And I know enough about reptiles, I thought, this guy looks like he's breeding something. So I asked him, I said, hey, what do you got back there? And he says, I breed retics. Breeds retics. So I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So then I came home and I got on the YouTube and I went down the rabbit hole. My brother had a couple. I went from retics and right into ball pythons, and my brother had a couple ball pythons that he was trying to breed, but he didn't do his research. He just put them in together. They were cohabitating and doing nothing, So long story short, I spent like a bunch of hours on YouTube, and I called him up. I said, hey, you want to get rid of those ball pythons? I said, I bet I could get them to breed, and because I had already learned everything.
Exactly. Like you put in the time.
I was like, this is how you do it. My brother's been doing it all wrong. So I was like, hey, give me those ball pythons. And he goes, no, absolutely. He goes, I bet you're the type, you'll do everything right. You do your research, because he knows me. And he was like, yeah, you can have them if you think you can get them breed. So I took them, and I separated them right away, got their husbandry right, spent a whole year doing that. And then before I even paired them back together, I started looking, and I was like, wait a minute. If I breed these two, I might make something cool, but I need to have something growing up on the shelf for the next next one. And that's how it starts. And then, I bought my first snake off a morph market like 2 months later and started building, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that is how it starts. You're like, wait, if I breed these, I'm going to have some other babies. I might as well have something growing up ready for those babies.
Yeah, it's like chess, man. You always got to be thinking of the next thing. Well, if I make this, what am I going to pair it to? And I want to have that next step ready.
Very true. Oh, yeah, that is, wow. So you actually did your research and didn't just jump in. You did your research, took someone else's snakes and was like, I could do this with their snakes, and then realized, hold on, I got future plans now. I need to get other snakes on top of this. Hey, I like that. I like that. Wow. It is amazing to see how people come to either breeding or taking care of these animals, or I don't want to say hoarding, but becoming a species collector per se of these animals, of different animals. Just the way people get there throughout the steps in their lives, whether it's accidentally getting a rescue or finding an animal and treating it, or just falling in love with an animal at a pet store. It's amazing how people come to this journey of being with these reptiles, which is, it's always interesting to hear about people's stories of starting and how they got started. So that is definitely amazing.
Yeah.
And the way you started, you clearly have a decent set plan that you can still adjust and evolve from if need be, but you have a set way you want to go with things, and I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It's a cool journey, man, and it's so addictive. It's once you get into the animals, you learn so much about the animals and how awesome they are. You can't put it down.
Very true. Very true. So let's hit another question. What is your goal with your YouTube channel?
Well, I would say the main goal is just I realized early on that you can't just breed snakes, and then because even though you want to keep them all, you can't keep them all.
Very true.
So, and if you want to sell them, the best thing to have is for people to be able to look you up and see what you're doing, have some kind of reference. So with the YouTube and Instagram, that's where all the work is, by the way. I think the animals are easy.
Yeah.
Man, the social media is hard.
Yeah.
But it's a grind. But it's necessary, I think, for people, because I know that for myself, when I buy animals, like off a morph market, I always do my research, check guys out, and make sure they know what they're doing. And they actually are in the projects that they say they're in.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to making hets or pos hets, you're never going to be able to move those if people can't see that you're actually in those projects for themselves. So
that's what I tell people all the time. Like, you might start out with a pastel and a spider, make some bumblebees. Eventually, you're going to get into bigger genes, hets, double hets. And you have to be able to prove to people you do have these animals.
Yes.
And the best way is YouTube, if not Instagram as well. But YouTube is an easy way to send people, like, go back and look at this video. You can see where I paired it. You can see where I pulled the clutch. You can see where I cut the clutch, and you can see the babies that were in the clutch. It's definitely a great way to keep records and to prove you have what you say you're trying to sell. It definitely helps.
No, absolutely. That's what it's all about.
But it also is a great way to get you within the community as well, because you can meet so many different people from your YouTube channel alone that could help and bring you to even newer people that you might have not ever be able to meet. It is a great way for to grow the community, to be not only grow, but be immersed into the community and become part of the community yourself. That's why I push it so much, and it helps us become more mainstream. so we're not looked at as the weird snake people. We're trying to make this as regular as cats and dogs. 100%.
No, I absolutely agree. There's an awesome community here, and you really don't know it until you get active on YouTube and the other social media platforms, and reach out to people, get in some of these live podcasts, and chat with them on a daily basis. And it really does feel like you know these people, even though some of them you haven't met yet.
Yeah. That's the one thing at shows I have to realize I don't know that person. Why am I walking up and talking to them like I don't know them? I watch every video they made. Yes, of course. We've had long nights talking about stuff on the phone maybe or through Instagram, but I don't know them. This is actually my first time meeting them in person. So don't be weird. Don't be weird.
Yeah, I do. I think the same way, but I use it to my advantage because I'm kind of an introvert too, and I'm shy when it comes to meeting people especially people that I look up to in the industry, And so, but I use it to my advantage. I think like, you know what? I do know this person. I watch him every day. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to talk to them as if I know them because they're a regular person. And usually it goes pretty well. But sometimes
that is a great way.
I have met people, certain ones that just kind of brush you off, and they move on real quick. But
yeah, you do have to find that balance. That is that. What do they say? Don't meet the people you consider your heroes. Sometimes that is something I worry about when I talk to people. Even when I ask people to be on either one of my shows, it's like, they don't know me. I'm asking them to do something. But sometimes you do have to put yourself out there and take that chance. It is part of life. You never know what might happen with that chance too. But it is hard.
It's a community full of really cool people.
And
from all walks of life, But the
very true
hobby or business, whatever you want to call it, it brings us all together, and it's a cool thing.
Very true. Very true. All right, let's hit our last question. What channel helped to inspire you to start your channel?
Okay, well, I started out watching a lot of like Barchek and then Canova, Justin Kaboka, now Canova, and then went right into Miguel Garcia, and it was Miguel early on that was really talking about the advantages of YouTube and how it's a free platform and it's free advertising. And if you really want to do this, and you want people to know who you are, get out there and so I always kind of felt like this was something that I was going to have to do at some point. But more recently, I think it was I believe it was on Adam at Proper Royals, his channel. When somebody mentioned that you can't just produce animals and expect, you have to let people know what you're doing, if you want to sell animals. So Adam's channel, your channel, Jeremy Warfel, Warfel's Morphs. Keys Constrictors. I don't want to leave anybody out. Mark at Fauna.
That's the hard part.
There's so many that I watch, and they all inspire me in a different way. You know what I mean? And so the people that consistently put out content, especially, that's the biggest inspiration because it can be a chore sometimes. You get caught up in your regular life, and you put so much energy in everything else that you got going on that it's a grind to do the social media. So I admire and I draw inspiration from anyone that's, doing it on a regular basis and putting out content. So,
I think I remember that live on Adams where they were talking about like people need to see what you're working with. Like you could be making some amazing animals, but if people can't see what you're doing or don't hear from you or see any of your social media or you're not on social media, it's just word of mouth, and hopefully they talk to enough people about your stuff. So,
exactly.
And I mean, the internet is such a big advantage now to be able to use it from the pictures, the videos, to connecting with people. It is unrealistic to not use that tool to help either promote your animals, sell your animals, and grow your brand as a ball python breeder or any kind of breeder at that. It just makes no sense not to use it as a tool. Yeah. I get people get upset about the negative sides of the internet here and there, but remember, it's your internet source. It's where you are. You choose what you see. So just be more on top of not letting the things you don't want to see. Don't follow those pages. Don't follow them. Follow the stuff you want to see and ignore the stuff you don't want to deal with, or don't want to the bad stuff you don't want to have to deal with. Because you don't have. I only follow the stuff I want to see. That's what I follow.
Yeah, and I kept kind of putting it off, starting the YouTube. I knew, I kept wanting like, well, I'm gonna wait till I'm at this point. Or I'm gonna wait till I'm at that point. But it was being in the podcast and being inspired by everybody else who was just going out there and doing it. And I was like, you know what? This is so far outside my comfort zone, that I had to just jump off the ledge and try it. And it's still not what I want it to be. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I like to put out a good video. You know what I mean? And it drives me crazy that I don't feel like I have the time or energy to put into it what I like, but I'll get there. But you just got to jump into it.
Very true. Like, you
gotta do it badly before you can do it well, right?
Exactly. You learn from your mistakes. That's the one thing that's the one big thing I've learned in this community, is learning from your failures or the mistakes you make to make yourself either a better breeder, a better person, or a better YouTuber or social media user. You have to learn the things that you did wrong, be accepting of them. Like, you did that wrong, accept that and grow from it. Don't sit there and just dwell on it. Grow from it and become a better you for the next day. And don't wait till there's never going to be a perfect time to start your YouTube channel. There's never going to be. Start it now, because I love when people started from the beginning, started from that first snake they bought. Like, this is the first snake on this journey I'm going to take, because you get people coming in with you, be like, oh, they watch you grow. They watch you elevate from that one snake, that one small rack, to the 30 racks you have now in the back of your room, and the rats you start breeding. They see that whole progression, and that is a story which also builds your brand and builds you as a person, and people will get loyal to that and follow you and grow with you, and that is an amazing feeling.
No, for sure.
100%.
For sure.
100%. Well, Ken, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for coming on. Anything you want to let the people know? You got a video coming up they might want to check out? I know your season's going pretty decently, if I remember. You should be hitting what, maybe 5-6 clutches this season?
Yeah, I'm right at about, I think I'm going to have 6 clutches this year.
Okay.
I bred 8, and 2 aren't going for sure.
Okay.
My last one I got big hopes for, because that's the one that I was really looking forward to. That's nice. I got a super inchy clown that's 100% het hypo.
Ooh.
And he's going to a blackhead genetic stripe female that's 66% het hypo. So, fingers crossed. I could hit hypo inchy blackhead that's double het for genetic stripe and clown. That'd be pretty sweet. So
very nice, very nice. Because I do want to get into blackhead. That is, and I'm in the genetic stripe. Genetic stripe blackheads. I think I've seen one. Don't you have one?
I do. Yeah, she's visual.
That's where I seen it. Oh yeah. So that got me excited about blackheads as well. I was only thinking about them in the albino clown project, but now I'm thinking about them in the genetic stripe project as well.
Yeah, no, it's a great. I mean, it's probably my favorite looking snake that I have.
Okay,
honestly. And I have some double visuals, but. Recessives, but yeah, I love that blackhead genetic stripe. She's awesome.
So definitely go check out Ken's channel for that. See what happens with that clutch. Fingers crossed for him. He hits that hypo, and hopefully some of them are blackheads, and definitely worth keeping back. You would produce. You could produce visual hypos, but everything would be 100% het clown, and everything would be 100% G stripe, right? Yeah. Okay. So, So
plus, even blackhead to me is a great looking combo anyway. I mean,
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that because I got an inchy GHI and I just really like the way she looks. Now I wanna either add blackhead to that or swap out the GHI for the blackhead.
Yeah.
I might want to just add the blackhead in there too, so that would definitely be good. But yeah, definitely go check out Ken's channel. Thank you again, Ken, for coming on. Appreciate it. Anything you want to say to the people before we go?
No, that's it. Yeah, check me out. Please like and subscribe. Could use the support. So
Definitely. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna put a link on actually the end card, so you guys go click right to Ken's channel, hit that subscribe button, and go watch a couple of his videos. He's got quite a few videos. You can see his collection to see what he's working with. He's working with some nice stuff. He's working with something that starts with a P. I'll let you guys go find out for yourself. It's something that I've been kind of looking into a little bit more. At first, I didn't like it, but it's starting to grow on me, so I'm starting to look at it more. So I might be hitting Ken up later. So when he produce some hats, I might have to pick some up from him maybe. But definitely go check out his channel. You got to go watch your own channel, kid. Now there you go. You got to go watch it. I love it. Well, thank you guys. So, I forgot to tell you guys this. So I will be doing next up once a month now. I'm hopefully I've already got 2 to 3 people booked for each month now. So I'm gonna try to do this once a month. So it become a regular series you guys see on a more regular basis. So if you know anyone that started their YouTube channel, their reptile YouTube channel this year, or is thinking about starting it, whether they breed ball pythons, bearded dragons, hog noses, reticulated pythons, any reptile, and maybe even some amphibians, let me know. Send them my way. I would love to make them a guest on this show so you guys get to learn more people within the community and support each other. So let me know if you see anyone or know anyone, or even if you think they should start a channel, I'll talk to them. We'll work with them getting started a channel. But thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it so much. Like I said again, go check out Primal Scales. Great guy, great animals, and he's definitely starting to do some nice stuff on YouTube, so you're going to want to check it out. But thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate it, and hope you guys have a good one. Oh, wait, I guess you guys should probably see me Friday on Under 1,000 Pod. This Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See, this is how you know this isn't live, but I'm still who I am. I always forget stuff. All right, guys, you have a good weekend, or hopefully see you Friday. Talk to you guys later. No problem.